Hi, everybody. My name is Jim Callan, and I am one of your UArts Libraries librarians. And today we're here to take a look at 5 short videos, 4 of which will be followed by 4 quick activities. And this first video here is going to focus on why you might want to consider using library resources in a world where Google, of course, does indeed exist. We're also going to talk about what databases actually are and the fields within these databases. Then we're going to talk about identifying and combining keywords, arguably one of the more important things you can do when using a database. We're going to briefly cover evaluating and recognizing different source types, and then we're going to move on to an example, and then we'll be done after you find an article. If you at a point in this class where this makes sense, by all means, you can find an article for a particular paper in this class, or if not, you can just try to maybe find an article that inspires you creatively. That works for us too. So since I just mentioned Google, let's start there. Since we all probably use Google or some form of search engine every day, it'll be good to know how these things work. So I'm going to hand it off to somebody from Google.
Hi, my name is Matt Cutts. I'm an engineer in the quality group at Google, and I'd like to talk today about what happens when you do a web search. The first thing to understand is that when you do a Google search, you aren't actually searching the web. You're searching Google's index of the web, or at least as much of it as we can find. We do this with software programs called spiders. Spiders start by fetching a few web pages. Then they follow the links on those pages and fetch the pages they point to, and follow all the links on those pages and fetch the pages they link to, and so on, until we've indexed a pretty big chunk of the web. Many billions of pages stored across thousands of machines. Now, suppose I want to know how fast a cheetah can run. I type in my search, say cheetah running speed, and hit return. Our software searches our index to find every page that includes those search terms. In this case, there are hundreds of thousands of possible results. How does Google decide which few documents I really want? By asking questions, more than 200 of them, like, how many times does this page contain your keywords? Do the words appear in the title? In the URL? Directly adjacent? Does the page include synonyms for those words? Is this page from a quality website, or is it low quality, even spammy? What is this page's page rank? That's a formula invented by our founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin that rates a web page's importance by looking at how many outside links point to it and how important those links are. Finally, we combine all those factors together to produce each page's overall score and send you back your search results about half a second after you submit your search. At Google.
So I'm going to interrupt Matt there. So what are some of our takeaways? Yes, Google as a search engine is pretty awesome. I'm not talking about their ad business, but Google as a search engine is pretty cool. But there are some things it can't do, as Matt just explained. It can't show everything. It can only show you what it has indexed. What are some examples? Well, anything that's behind a paywall, right? Companies want to make money. This company could be Hulu. Hulu streaming video, you have to pay for it. For us, Alexander Street streaming video, we have to pay for that, so you all have access to it. The same thing goes for journals, magazines. These folks want to make money. And when we say what you can't find, keep in mind this article is from 2001, but it's still quoted pretty regularly. What's on the invisible or deep web, not to be confused with the dark web, is 550 times larger. So what you can find when you don't use a search engine, but you go through different routes, is 550 times larger. So if you're only using a search engine, you're cutting yourself off to a lot of good resources. But then there's what I consider the ironic flip side of Google. So many results. So here you can see in 2016, I did a quick search on surrealism, got 10 million results. Did it again in 2017, 44 million results. Why not one more time, 2019, 51, almost 52 million results. So Google shows you a lot of stuff. Well, we here at the library hope we provide resources that are more on target for what you need. We talked about this hopefully if I visited your class once already. We have lots of streaming video, some streaming audio, and of course we have all of these article databases that are really here to inspire you and to provide resources for papers you're working on, which is practical for this class, we would hope. And we talked about these already, but I do recommend exploring them. And of course, just to remind you from last time, OneSearch attempts to search them all. But today we're actually going to take a look in our online resources section of our website, and we're going to find a database that you like. This can be any database at all. It can be an article database, a streaming video database, an image database. It could be a reference source, anything you find interesting. And you're going to go back to your Canvas sheet, and you're going to fill out activity number 1. So please do that now. Obviously, if you have any questions, you can email me at any time. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But I don't think you'll have any problems. So go find a database and explore a little bit. And I look forward to seeing you next time.